that day actually was.
These are the final moments of firefighter Gary Kendall's life, captured during an ice and water training exercise 7 years ago, seen today for the very first time by his daughter. It's day 2 of the coroner's inquest into his death. Kendall was training to save other people's lives when he died. 5 years later, a trainee met the same death. The coroner's inquest is aimed at preventing that from ever happening again. Magda Garba-Selassie was there today, and describe what it was like there today for us, Magda.
Well, you know, there's been a lot of anticipation because we knew that this video existed, but this is the first time it was being shown. And of course, the family members were very nervous about it. Here's what happened today in court. Sandwiched in between fast-flowing, crushing ice are firefighters David Dobson in the red suit and Gary Kendall in the black suit. You can see the ice flips Kendall over. His head disappears below as the camera looks away. And then...
Brenda, where?
And then 3 seconds later... This video was shown for the first time today. While the rest of her family decided to leave the courtroom while the video was played, daughter Myrissa Kendall made the difficult decision to stay.
It was the last time he was alive. I wanted to see him one more time.
The man behind the camera was Dan Nels. The Sarnia firefighter was invited to participate and film the exercise to share with his own department. He filmed the group on the shore getting ready, in the water, and climbing onto the ice floe, and he captured those last moments of Kendall's life. I could see that he was struggling. He was obviously fatigued. Eventually, the solid ice overcomes him. Nels said Kendall disappeared under the ice and then reappeared 3 minutes later. They got him out of the water and attempted to revive him. Among other things, Nels questions why there was no rapid intervention team on the shore to jump into rescue mode.
We've heard that safety equipment wasn't readily available, that the defibrillator wasn't readily available. That stuff needs to be there.
We also heard from David Dobson, the other man clearly struggling alongside Kendall that day. Dobson described how they were told to swim out into the water and get on the ice, and how he couldn't get himself up. Trying to save himself from being crushed, he said he kept breaking the ice coming at him. He said Kendall was doing the same thing, and the last thing he remembers him saying, "This isn't good." So both firefighters said today that the man in charge that day was Terry Harrison, the owner of Herschel Training Rescue Systems. And as we've said earlier this week, Harrison has always denied that this was his course. He has said that the chief was in charge that day. And then Dwight, tomorrow, he's going to have more to say because that's when we're expecting him to testify.
Okay, you talked about, was it Kendall wearing a black suit?
Yes.
Why was that significant?
Well, the type of suit that he was wearing was brought up a lot today. There was talk about the fact that he was wearing a different suit than most of the other firefighters. We also heard that he didn't have the same sort of flotation device as the rest of them did. In fact, Nels was talking about the fact that Kendall's flotation device was inflated, it needed to be inflated. So we're going to hear more about this particular suit as the inquest continues.
And you'll be there tomorrow again?
I'll be there.
All right, thank you, Magda.
Thank you.